How to be a confident reader. Welcome to the School of Self-Worth Live, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sam Osborne, the Self-Worth Guy. Today is episode number 176, and you are going to learn about how you can become a confident reader. And there's one thing I want you to remember from this little episode, and that is that you can become a confident reader. No matter if you think that you suck at reading, if you're not very good at learning things, I want you to tell yourself that you can become a confident reader. And I'm going to tell you 3 things today that are going to help you to become a confident reader. And if you want my new book, which is just out on Amazon, it's called How to Beat Imposter Syndrome and Be Confident. Check out the links below or above, depending where you're watching or listening. And if you want to check out my free starter kit, it's called Crush Imposter Syndrome Forever, the starter kit for bulletproof confidence. Also check out samosborne.com. So you can be a confident reader. There's 3 things we're going to talk about today. Number 1 is connect to your purpose when you are reading. Connect to your purpose when you're reading. Number 2 is to choose quality books. And number 3 is to be grateful that you can read. I'm going to go through those 3 things. Now, I'm going to credit here Dr. John Demartini, who taught me everything I'm about to tell you about reading in his fantastic program called Speed Reading and Learning Dynamics. Check it out at drdemartini.com. So the first thing, in order to become a confident reader, and there's many things in Demartini's program, but I'm just focusing on 3 things today that really stood out because I actually was just teaching this program to my teenage students today down in Hollywood. Now, the first thing is to connect your purpose. Connect to your purpose when you are reading. So what that means is when you've got a book in front of you, and whether you are interested in the book or not, the best thing you can do to raise your confidence about reading in general is to think, what is my purpose? And then think, how does reading this book, or how is this book going to help me to fulfill my purpose? So there's 2 things you need to do here. Number 1 is you need to get really clear on your purpose. The clearer you are on your purpose, the more confident you will feel about reading, and the more confident and the more skilled you'll be at reading. So get really clear on your purpose. And then when you are sitting down to read your book, ask yourself, how is this book going to help me to fulfill my purpose? And if you can come up with an answer, that's going to make you feel more confident. You'll start to feel inspired about reading this book because it's evidence that you are on the way to fulfilling your purpose and your highest values. Number 2 is to read quality books. This is so key because think about how many books you read a year. For me, I read about 12 books a year, which is about 1 a month. And I would like to read more. And so I'm starting to do that. But take how many books you read. Let's say you might read 1 book a year. And what you do here, because you've got to think, my time is limited. Like everybody's going to die one day. I don't mean to be morbid. I'm just saying the facts, right? But let's say you've only got another 50 years to live, another 60 years to live. How many books can you read in that time? Let's say you read 1 book a year, and you're gonna live for another 50 or 60 years. That's only 50 or 60 books. So you better choose wisely, and you better choose classics. You better choose masterpieces, ones that really are going to inspire you, ones that are going to help you to fulfill your purpose. So choose the books that are of high quality. That is the great piece of advice that I really give to a lot of people. I'm currently reading a book by Joseph Campbell about Eastern philosophy and religion, and it's called Myths of Light, and it's about Eastern metaphors, and it's incredible, and it just lifts my spirits. And I know that if you go and find a book that you like, that's a classic, that it's going to rub off onto you. Whatever the wisdom is in that book, it's going to rub off on you. You can't just read a book that's got so much timeless wisdom in it and it not affect you. So read quality books, people. Point number 3 is to be grateful that you can read. It might seem simple that we have these 2 eyes here and that they give us this ability to read. People, be so grateful that you can pick up a book, that you can learn to read, that maybe one day you did learn, or that you still have the ability to read. And when you go to a bookstore or go to a library, just feel so grateful that you are able to read and gain knowledge, because reading is power. If you think about it, if you could read just one book every year and that book was written by a genius, and you think about 50 more books that you could read over your life, you will start to become a genius yourself. It'll start to rub off on you. Your leadership capacities will start to build and be activated, and you will start to move towards fulfilling your purpose. So be grateful for the fact that you can read. So that's just 3 things that are going to help you to become a confident reader. Number 1 is to connect your purpose to whatever you are reading. Number 3 is to choose quality books. And number 3 is to be grateful that you can read at all. And that's how you're going to become a confident reader. If you've loved this episode, oops, my screen is frozen. I'm still going to keep talking. If you've loved this episode, I would like you to check out my website, samosborne.com. I've got a book there. It's just come out on Amazon. It's called How to Beat Imposter Syndrome and Be Confident. Or you can go to my website and check out my free starter kit. It's an online course. It's called Crush Imposter Syndrome Forever. And what is it? Something to do with bulletproof confidence and become so confident. So check out samosborne.com. And I hope everybody is having a great day. And remember, if you want to be a confident reader, connect to your highest purpose, choose quality books, and be grateful that you can read. And that is how you become a confident reader.